Imagine that this is your child, and he is about to be interrogated by the police. There is no doubt that facing a police interrogation is stressful. He will experience anxiety and uncertainty. But before he is asked any questions, he will be read his legal rights. But are these rights too complicated for him and other youth to understand? Understanding your legal rights is crucial. It ensures that youth are protected against self-incrimination, and it helps them to regain their freedom. Youth's rights are delivered through what's known as a waiver form, and a waiver form is simply a written passage of text created by police organizations as a means to simplify the legal rights delivered to youth. And they are called waiver forms essentially because youth are waiving their legal rights. So for my research, I collected waiver forms being used all across the country. I analyzed the complexity of the forms by examining the length of the forms, the level of education needed to understand them, and whether the words could be understood easily. Ideally, youth should not be presented with more than 75 words at a time. The forms should be written for students in grades 7 or lower, and the words should be used frequently in our everyday language. So my research showed that the majority of the waiver forms contained at least one section that had too many words, required the youth to have a post-secondary level of education, and just over half of the forms used infrequent words. So based on this complexity analysis, I wanted to check and see how much that youth could actually understand. Unfortunately, youth understood only about half of their legal rights. All Canadians have a set of rights that they need to understand when being interrogated. And as a vulnerable group, it is especially important that youth understand their legal rights. The waiver forms in use today are too complicated and are possibly causing more harm than good. However, my research findings are changing the way that legal rights are being delivered to youth. In March of this year, I worked with a police organization in British Columbia to simplify their current waiver form. And I'm going to continue this research throughout my PhD. And my goal is to develop a waiver form that conforms to the underlying philosophy in the Youth Criminal Justice Act of giving youth enhanced legal protections. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank SSHRC and their support for funding people-focused research. Research for a better life.